The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor. Nicole Clark, top producer number 1 for 2023 at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, and James Caceres coming in at number 2 at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. James is bilingual. Number 2 for 2023 at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. And James is our bilingual realtor. You guys have enjoyed much success this past year. Thanks for being with us the second week in a row. We're excited to hear all about your tips for buyers and sellers and talk real estate with you guys. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we discuss real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many relentless realtors who've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions, or if you'd like to suggest a topic, send it to us at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call. That we have real people that answer the phone, 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and see what's going on at Dunmore Corners.
View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com, where we also feature all the popular podcast apps that this radio show program is on. And remember to check us out on social media. Okay. You know, Pat, you just said that we answer the phone at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. And
we're there, too. There's people in the office.
Yes.
So if you come and open the door, there's a real person there.
Right. And that's Monday through Friday. And you guys are on the phone. So you guys are a few of the people that answer our phones. But, you know, 80%, this just came over my computer. I forget where it came from, Inman or some real estate source. 80% of consumers, when they do not get a live person, and this is not just in real estate, this is any call that's made, hang up and call a competitor. Did you know that?
Yeah. I did know this.
Yeah, I can see that.
I actually got a call. I was on an appointment, called them back in 3 minutes. And do you know, by the time I made the phone call back, they had already called somebody else.
Right. Nicole Clark.
Yes.
Number 1 producer in 2023 at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Give me a little brief summary of who you are, how long you've been doing it.
Well, my name is Nicole Clark. I've been doing this for 10 years in April. I've worked a few different places, but happiest at Century 21.
Thank you. James Caceres, bilingual realtor. Number 2 top producer at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. A little brief summary about who you are, please.
Okay. So this is my 3rd year in real estate. I grew up in Brooklyn. Never had any experience in sales, period. But
it's natural for you.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I have this connection with people. And I guess, working as a caregiver back then, sort of molded me to where I am now, I guess you could say. But, yeah, I love what I do.
Good.
It's your stellar personality.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So there's some interior design choices that hurt home value. And so this is some research that I found on the internet, so it must be true. But I want to hear from you. You know, what interior decorating or design choices do you see? I'll tell you what the article says briefly. They're saying crazy wall designs hurt value, outdated fixtures and finishes, cluttered or overcrowded spaces, and lack of natural light.
So I hear a lot of complaints when you walk into a house and they have very vivid wall colors. Like you walk into like a blood red room or a lime green kitchen or, things like that. People don't like it. And it's like, well, you can just paint it. But some people can't see past
What they see.
right what they see, right?
Okay. James?
I see a lot of people that get turned off by looking at wallpaper. They feel like it's
Outdated?
outdated.
Yeah, but it's making a comeback.
I don't know. I see a lot of people, that's like one of the first things. Well, we got to get rid of this wall. Floors that are creaking when you step on, you take a step and you can feel the floor bouncing. Things like that.
I don't like paneling.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Paneling drives me crazy. Brings me back to the 1970s.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Here we are.
Here we are.
All right. So these are the things that are turnoffs to buyers, right?
Right.
Also, drop ceilings. I can't tell you how many times people that, they see drop ceilings and they don't like it. There's either a stain or there's some mismatch. I guess sometimes you see where they were stained and they try to paint over it, and you can tell.
Okay. Fair enough. There's some myths and home buying misconceptions that people should avoid. What do you think about when people think they should only buy during certain seasons or under certain market conditions? We would all say that we're in a seller's market, right? And the sellers are getting some pretty good prices for their properties. Some are even seeing multiple offers.
Yes.
Many bids on their home if they price it right. So, buyers last year took a step back. Some put it on the back burner. But now that we're seeing interest rates come down, we're seeing a little bit more buyer activity. Sellers sometimes think that they should only list their house in the spring. So let's talk about these myths.
As far as the interest rates, I can't tell you how many times I speak with buyers and they tell me they're going to put their home search on hold until the interest rates come back down. They want to see them go back at like 3.5%, 4%. And I'm like, that's not happening. I haven't been in real estate for that long, but I don't see that happening. And, now the interest rates, they're like at 7 or 8%. And even at that, they still want to wait until they go down a little lower. And I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the rates go, we can't predict any of that. But if you're going to buy, you would refinance if the rates come down.
Yeah.
What did they say a couple of weeks ago? They says marry the house
Date
the rate because you can always change the rate. Right? If you see the house that you love, you got to buy it.
If it's within budget
if it's within budget,
fits your needs,
you got to go for it.
Do it. Is it cheaper to rent than buy? That's another myth. I mean, rent prices right now are sky high.
The price of rent right now, if you can buy. I mean, I see 3-bedroom houses being rented for $1,800. I mean, you can have a mortgage for less than $1,800.
Yeah, absolutely right. I had a client who just closed on a property, and she was paying $1,450 for rent. And sorry, am I allowed to say what she pays for her mortgage now? It's under $1,400, and she's ecstatic about that.
Building equity.
Yeah, and not only that, you own. So now you're not paying rent to someone else where you're making them richer, and you don't have anything to show when you're renting. And them having a mortgage now, they're building equity. They have their own. They can, if they decide they want to paint the wall blue or do whatever they want, nobody can tell them no.
Okay. In the seller's market, it really is imperative that the buyers choose a realtor that knows not everybody wins the bid, right? But when you're going in and you have, that there's going to be multiple offer situation, you want to be given as much strength as you can be given. And I think one of the factors regarding these buyers and their decisions would be to be with a realtor that's experienced and knowledgeable and uses the right tools. Not every realtor knows exactly what to do and how to do it, right? So if nothing against somebody that's just getting into real estate, but to go with somebody true and tested is really something that's important because it might impact whether they get even looked at, right? So what do you do differently? And what do you really know how to do that maybe some other realtors don't know about?
Okay. So what I've seen a lot is a lot of properties that are being listed get sold and you lose the bid because a lot of times the offers are over the asking price. Then you have some buyers that, they want to put in a lot lower offer than what, the property is listed at. But what I try telling buyers is what we can use is a price escalation clause. When they're putting in an offer, let's say the property is listed at 135, 150, and they want to make an offer of 150, but their pre-approval is up to 200,000. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to offer 200,000. They can, if they're comfortable putting in an offer, let's say at 160, they can use the price escalation clause and put it where if someone else puts a bid at 150, now their offer becomes like it'll go up $500 or $1,000. So their offer would be 151, and it would just keep going until it reaches that 160. Now, at that point, if someone comes in with a higher offer, then more than likely they'll lose that one unless they have better terms for that offer.
I just think it's important also on the buyer's end to ask questions to the other realtor involved. Like a lot of people won't. They just hear multiple offers and they stop. There's only so much they can tell you, but it's helpful to know how many other offers there are. Some will tell you what types of offers there are. And then that way you can help navigate. But, if you have a buyer who goes in and says on 150, I want to offer 130, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
In this market.
And there's still buyers out there that think
that have this mentality.
Yeah, right.
And I try to get them out of that. I mean, if there's more than one offer on a house, you can almost guarantee it's at least asking.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing I tell buyers too is just because the property is listed as cash or conventional, if it's in good shape and looks like it can pass FHA, it can't hurt to ask the listing agent, would the seller consider, taking an FHA loan or working with someone on FHA?
Right.
And I've had situations where if the buyer is willing to make whatever repairs are needed for FHA to get their financing, I've had situations where they got their offer accepted, even though it was only listed as cash and conventional.
Right.
Do you still find sellers are apprehensive or opposed to FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, and
Yes.
the VA types of mortgages? They still are getting a bad rap because of the repairs that are usually needed?
Yes. What I see is a lot of sellers are hesitant to accept FHA because of that, because of the repairs. But I feel like if they accept FHA or are willing to work with people who have an FHA loan, it just opens more doors to more buyers to come and look at that property, especially if they could get a seller's assist, if they can get a seller's assist, then that would help them to make that purchase to get that offer accepted.
And the seller's assist would be on top of the purchase price.
Correct.
So what do you, when that happens in that situation, whether you're working with the buyer or you're working with the owner, the seller, what do you have to say about seller's assist in terms of the value of the property?
Well, as far as the market's been, seller's assist, I always advise with a buyer, it used to be years back when someone would do a seller's assist, if they were going to offer the purchase price, they would deduct that. So say you were going to do 150 with the seller's assist, the seller would actually net 140. So I tell people now it's like the reverse of that. You do, if you want a $10,000 assist on 150, you're really offering 160.
Right. It's more like so the seller's helping them with that,
right,
that amount for their closing costs. Their loan would be for the 160, but the seller's only going to net 150. Right.
Sometimes with the seller's assist, sellers are a bit nervous because the house now has to appraise for that amount. So that is a concern, but, like everything else, we can negotiate that. And if it doesn't come back, then we'll have to renegotiate the price.
Some sellers don't want to renegotiate the price. And if they're given, an alternative buyer that's paying cash,
Right.
more than likely they're not going to put themselves through all that red tape.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are things to consider in terms of our local market and the activity that's going on. So you have local market expertise. Talk to me about technology. How does that factor into what you do every day?
As far as technology, there's a lot of different things we do now. Video tours, virtual tours. We didn't do that before. It was just pictures kind of, but now we can take people through homes, FaceTiming, all that good stuff.
With me, like if I have a buyer from out of town and this house, for example, let's say a house just came on the market today and I know that they can only come up on the weekends. What I like to do is I reach out to the buyer and I tell them, hey, if you're interested in this property, I can go do like a video tour for you. And I don't go anywhere without a GoPro camera. So when I go, I take videos, upload it, send it to them if it's something that they're interested in. I've been fortunate to have like this relationship with clients where sometimes they see the video and they're like, you know what, I want to put in an offer, and it's worked out, So as far as technology, yeah, I use the GoPro. Sometimes, FaceTime. Mm-hmm. That works as well.
Right. So a lot of times, there's some realtors out there that may not be so savvy in that area. So I think it's important for both buyers and sellers to have a realtor that has that necessary strength that they bring, because you have not only social media, but a lot of what we do in the forums, they're all done through, e-sign,
right,
digital signatures.
Yep.
And you've got video and pictures and all that stuff. So if you don't have an agent that knows how to use it, they might not be working to your advantage one way or the other, right?
Well, same thing with buyers, like buyers and sellers. I have some buyers and some sellers that they're not tech savvy. So, you have to like find a way to get them to sign, and, everything's on a deadline. So, yeah, like.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when people work and have everything going on with life. If they can't e-sign, it can be difficult. But we'll make it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you've gone how far and wide to get, real, like, wet signatures, we say in the business?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I've a lot.
Right.
I just had a client who literally could not use the computer.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of trips, but we made it happen.
Where you go to them, they come to us.
But that goes back to what we were talking about before with all the things that the realtors do, the 184 things that we do. We go above and beyond for most of our clients.
There's some people that still want us to fax things.
Right.
We have those capabilities. Whatever
right.
the consumer's client strengths are or weaknesses, we'll make it work.
Are you making fun of people who fax things?
No.
Because I had to fax some things to some people the other day, and I kind of felt like a dinosaur out there. Beep, 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 putting it in, making sure it goes, and it's received. It's lots of fun.
I remember when the fax was state of the art. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, right.
Listen, we snail mail, too.
Yeah, sure we do.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, we used to overnight signature for do the priority express mail. We used to do that to get signatures for people that were purchasing properties or selling properties. We used to. I remember running over to the post office all the time. I mean, and of course, email and e-signatures, digital signatures have removed a lot of that, but we'll still do it if needed. Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right.
If it means getting a sale done. Yeah.
All right. Nicole Clark, number 1 producer. James Caceres, number 2 producer for 2023 at Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
My cell phone is 570-881-6443. And I pretty much answer it all the time. So I don't have hours. I'm a realtor.
Okay. Open all the time?
All the time. 24/7.
Right. James?
Same here. You can reach me at 570-352-7106. If not, you can come into the office. I'm always in the office at some point. We're there from 9 to 5. Or you can email me at enj_realtor@icloud.com.
Okay, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to our very generous sponsor, Cross Country Mortgage. Imagine a place to call your own, where memories last a lifetime. Meet your local mortgage experts, Angelo Ambrosacchia and Brooke Hines, the A-team from Cross Country Mortgage. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned owner, they're here to make the mortgage process easy. With competitive rates, flexible terms, and personalized service, they find the right loan for you. Visit www.angeloateam.com. Fill out a streamlined application and say goodbye to endless paperwork. Your dream home is within reach. Contact the A-team. Angelo Ambrosacchia and Brooke Hines of Cross Country Mortgage. They're located in Clark Summit, or call 570-468-7995 or visit www.angeloateam.com to take the first step to home ownership today.
I'm glad I don't have to spell Ambrosacchia.
Yeah, really.
It's like alphabet soup. All right, we have a 3-bedroom home. It's at 841 Brook Street in Dixon City for $174,000. This home is just minutes away from the Viewmont Mall in downtown Scranton. This home is move-in condition. It has large closets, an enclosed rear porch, a detached one-car garage with off-street parking. Inside the home is new flooring, new appliances, and a new water heater. But best of all is the low taxes of only $2,200 a year. That's a move-in condition, 3-bedroom home with a garage at 841 Brook Street in Dixon City for $174,000. That's listed by James Caceres of our office.
Anything you'd like to quickly say?
I was listening to him saying that, and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds
familiar.
Very familiar.
Yeah, that's your listing.
Yeah, no, it's a great home, and that was that property was actually for sale by owner, and I actually happened to reach out to the owner, and we talked a little bit, and after a couple of conversations, he decided to come, sign with us, and I'm glad we did. So we've had a couple of showings with the property now, and
we'll get it sold.
Absolutely, I have no doubt about it.
Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be back after a very brief break. Are you ready to make your next move in the world of real estate? Look no further than Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, your trusted partner in buying and selling homes. If you're a homeowner looking to sell, Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate will ensure you get the best possible price in today's competitive market. And if you're in the market to buy your dream home, Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate will help you find the perfect place to call your own.
Congratulations.
We've adopted the popular saying, an educated consumer is our best customer. That's why since 2010, we've hosted the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate Saturdays at 11 a.m., Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on 94.3 The Talker. Visit jready.com. That's JRUDDY.com or call 570-344-6724. Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, where dreams find their address. We're back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker. And with Pat Devaney, my husband, Phil, realtor.
We're back.
With Nicole Clark, #1 top producer at Century 21 Jack Ready's in 2023. And James Caceres, bilingual realtor with Century 21 Jack Ready, that came in #2. Very good.
#2.
All right. So you guys, how do you help buyers and sellers? People that you work with, clients every day, different people have different expectations. How do you help them manage their expectations, and where do you feel that they fall short?
Well, with sellers, it's all about how you price the property. Mm-hmm. And a lot of sellers, they compare their house to other houses that don't fit that mold, and they have very high expectations a lot of the time. So we would do a comparative market analysis. And what that is it's all the properties in the neighborhood that have sold.
You compare them. So if it's a 2-story, you find similar.
Right, a 2-story. So I'm not going to compare your 2-story with a ranch.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Right. Similar square footage, amenities,
right,
lot size, etc. And if there are major differentials there, you will adjust for it.
Right.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with listing a little bit higher. We've seen a lot of success with doing that. But when you want to do it like where it's crazy, that's where the house sits and it doesn't sell and call me every day and yell at me. And, you have to price it right.
All right.
Yeah,
James?
that sounds familiar. So with buyers, I tell them to, be realistic. If you have a pre-approval for $150,000, I can't tell you how many times people call me and say, well, I have a pre-approval for $150,000. I'm looking for a 4-bedroom home, 3 baths with a large yard, 2-car garage, and the list goes so on and so on. You got to realize that for that price, you're not going to get all those things, You're going to find something, and every house is going to need some type of work. So, I just tell people, like, be realistic. We see what's out there, and we just go from there.
Which is why the pre-approval is important, because if they didn't have a pre-approval, they might be looking at such style homes.
Right.
And then when they got the pre-approval, they're comparing all those homes that they saw prior to the homes that was within their budget, and they're going to be very disappointed.
Right. And then sometimes you have the person who has a pre-approval for 150 and they want to look at 180. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Yeah. Especially in this market.
Not going to happen in this market. When it's a buyer's market, it works.
Right. But right now, that's not going to work.
Or you have the person that calls you, doesn't have a pre-approval, but gives you a list of everything that they're looking for, and then it's like, let's work on getting the pre-approval first, see what you qualify for, and then we can go from there and see what's available.
All right, so Century 21, just for the 25th year in a row, received their most respected award from consumers. They're the most respected franchise, most recognized franchise, and most likely to be used by a consumer in the future. It has some built-in trust. People like Century 21 from other areas, big areas, small areas. It's a well-known name. And so I want to hear from you quickly why you chose to work with Century 21. James, this is the first office you interviewed at a lot of different offices,
right. Yeah.
5 or 6.
I interviewed at several offices, and when I came to Century 21, it was like instant. The vibe, the attitude, the knowledge, and just when I sat and spoke with you and spoke with Debbie, it was almost like I knew I was in the right place. The other places, I don't want to mention any names, but the other places that I've went to, I didn't get that. It was more like you could see that it was just competition, and where I'm at now with Century 21, I don't feel that. I know that if I tell Nicole, hey, I have a listing here and there or whatever, it's not something where she's trying to compete with me, and I don't get that.
We're a family.
Exactly.
Right. Nicole?
So I've been a few different places, and this is the best I've ever done in my real estate career, and that has a lot to do with you as the broker. And just the office, the people that are there, the support staff that are there, everyone, we're like a family.
Absolutely.
And it's very nice. I mean, I worked at other places where, for one for 3 years, another for 5, and there were people I never even met. They were my coworkers, and I've never met them, once. So it's totally different here. It's a total different vibe, and everyone is awesome, and so are you.
Oh, thank you. Well, it carries into your interactions with your buyers and sellers, and it's important that you feel that support, and that someone's there to care and has your back.
Yeah, I've heard stories where, other offices, if you need help, with certain things.
You're on your own.
That, or it's going to cost you a referral or this and that or whatever. But it's nothing like that here with us.
How does someone get in touch with you, please?
My cell phone is 570-881-6443.
Nicole Clark. James Caceres?
570-352-7106.
Thanks, guys. We're out of time. Thanks for joining the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. Remember to tune in next weekend for more Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker.